Hi everyone, welcome to another video of how to configure OpenVPN. So if you see, we have a physical topology. We have EG1510 access, which is the gateway. We have a switch NBS 3300, and we have multiple access points, Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7. Let me show you the physical topology also, and then we will move for the OpenVPN configurations. So this is our devices. If you see, we have EG1510 access, okay, the physical gateway. Then we have an NBS switch 3300, and we have access point. The first one is Wi-Fi 7 access point, and the next one is Wi-Fi 6. Okay, so we'll use these devices to configure an OpenVPN. So let's move to the desktop screen to view how to configure an OpenVPN on our EG series. So after the physical topology, we will move for the next part, which is how actually the OpenVPN works. So basically, how we used to connect the OpenVPN is, for example, if we have EG1510 access, okay, and then from the gateway we have a switch connected. The switch may be the NBS 3300 8 mg, okay, and from the switch maybe your IP phone is connected, maybe your attendance machine is connected, maybe the servers, maybe the, for example, like camera, maybe NVR, okay. So for example, this is the NVR, this is the camera, this is the, for example, the IP phone, this, for example, any server, and this can be an ATM machine, the attendance machine, AM. So now, for example, if you want to access this all devices, the LAN network, okay, for example, this all LAN network from the outside of the network. For example, you are in the remote site, need to access an office network, for example, any site network. So we can use the OpenVPN, okay, application to dial up a username and password, okay, and then we will click on submit. After submit, you will be able to access the network connected to EG, and from EG you can access all the LAN devices, for example the AM, the attendance machine, the server, the IP phone, the camera, the NVR, by sitting remotely using the internet and using the application of OpenVPN. So now let's move to the configuration part on EG series on our gateway. So after the physical topology, click on the gateway, access the gateway, and scroll down for the VPN option. There you will see the option of OpenVPN. By default it is disabled. You have to click on enable it. Then you will see the option of OpenVPN type. So by default it's selected as a server. You can select as a client also. The server option is when you want to access this device remotely, with the OpenVPN application to access the LAN devices. And if you are using client, then this device will become as a client to access the other devices. So now there are multiple different options. The first one is the server mode. So we have different options: account, certificate, account and certificate. So the first one is account. So for the account you have to use the username and password and export this certificate to the OpenVPN application. The next one is the certificate. So you have to upload only the CA certificate and the client certificate and enter the correct private key on the client to connect to the server. And next one is the accountant certificate. So for the accountant certificate, you have to upload the CA certificate and the client certificate and enter the correct username and password. So it's accountant certificate basically. So if you have high security requirements, you can use this accountant certificate option. And then we have the protocol. So normally by default it is UDP, okay, and you can use TCP if you have high latency and packet loss. Next one is the server address. So you can use the management IP address of this gateway as a server address, and for the port ID you can use this by default 1194, or you can change it for yourself. The next one is the IP range. Okay, this IP range is used for every user connecting to this gateway using the OpenVPN service. So or you can change to any class, for example class B, class C, for example 192.168.1.0. okay, so any user connecting using OpenVPN to this gateway will get an IP address from this range. And deliver route. So deliver route is the LAN side network. Okay, basically specifying the VPN dial-up for the clients to access the LAN network segment of the server. The server inform client that want to access the server of the route information, server LAN of the route information. You can configure a maximum of 3 routes, for example like this. Right, or you can use the same mentioned in the LAN network. Now next one is the flow control. So you can enable disable it based on your requirement. The VPN server has a low priority to control the traffic of the client than the custom policy. So the VPN server can only limit the maximum uplink and downlink, okay, bandwidth per user for the client. And when we expand, we will see the other information, like for example the TLS authentication. You can enable it for this OpenVPN. You can set the allow data compression, which is already yes enabled, and you can allow all traffic over VPN. There is another configuration, for example the cipher. Okay, you can use it for this default AES for the encryption, and can add DNS. After that, adding all information in the OpenVPN, click on save. After the configuration is saved, click on export client configuration, and you will see the file exported. Click on it and then extract the file. Now if you see, we got the file extracted. Click on it, click on OpenVPN, and you will see the file with the name of client. This file is to be imported in the OpenVPN app on the desktop, for example, or on the phone, mobile phone. So let's move to the OpenVPN application to get connected to the gateway using the OpenVPN service. So after seeing this client file, come to open the OpenVPN application. You will see the OpenVPN application is here now. Click on import. Okay. Click on the new file already exported from the cloud, the gateway. Click on open. Replace it. After successfully replacing, again click on option of connect. So if you see, it will automatically get connected and will show you the assigned IP address to the user. Now this IP address is assigned to me. Okay. Why? If you see, I have enabled the option of certificate, so it doesn't ask me for the username and password, right? And if you select the account option, click on save. You have to select the account also, the username and the password. Okay, I have already a user with the name of user and the password, and I have select the option network mode, which is PC to router. So now export again, click on OK. The new configuration is exported. Extract. Now there is a new file, right, with the same name of client. So let's move again. Remove the old connectivity of OpenVPN. Again, open the application of OpenVPN. Click on import. Select the new file already downloaded, this one. Now this file contains the username and password. So the user will dial username and password to connect the OpenVPN from remote connection. So replace, okay, and then now again try to connect. So it's, if you see, it's asking for the username and password. So username is user and the password is ruji@123. So confirm username and password before dialing up for the OpenVPN. Click on OK, and if you see, successful R flush on the interface, and if you see, again the user is got connected with the same IP address but dialing with the username and password. So this is how OpenVPN basically works. Now let's move to the configuration and see to access any specific device from the network. For example, like I have this access point with the IP address 192.168.110.4. So 192.168.110.4, and see, the device is got access. By using the OpenVPN, you can access your all devices. Okay, for example, like the NVR, the camera, IP phone, for example the attendance machine, for example any servers. Okay, anytime remotely using the OpenVPN application. So this is all for the OpenVPN application. If you have any questions regarding the OpenVPN or any other topic you want me to introduce, please comment down below in the video. Thank you.